What is up, people? I'm sorry we have been gone for, well, a week or two now. Of course, this is C&J Wrestling Talk. I am DJ Cash. I am joined on the hosting pad tonight by my man, Jake.
And it's good to be back. We've been gone, like you said, for about a weekend. I've actually been missing doing the show, but I'm glad we're back now.
Yeah, you definitely picked a good night to be back, my man, because, of course, ladies and gentlemen, this Sunday it is WWE Extreme Rules. Of course, this is the preview show. We're going to be talking about all the matches. We'll be actually talking about a little bit what happened on Raw too. And let's go ahead and get started with one of the matches that was announced for Extreme Rules. Of course, this will be on the kickoff show if you actually watch it. It's going to be for the tag team titles. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd defending their tag team titles against the New Days. It was not confirmed. Biggie and Kofi Kingston.
Uh,
So, Jake, what are your thoughts on the kickoff match if you're actually going to watch it?
this match, I did watch the WrestleMania kickoff show, and I was shocked because that's actually the first kickoff show I actually watched in quite a good little while. But this one, I'm not. I'm not gonna try it. I'm not gonna watch it or nothing because this match, it doesn't. These guys, Tyson and Cesaro, they're good competitors. They're a little underrated almost. But going up against the New Day and how they won their number one contendership, that just meh. That just brings the tag team titles down even more.
Well, I'm actually going to go as far. I'm not going to go as far as to say like this match doesn't mean nothing, even though it's on the freaking pre-show of all things. But let's actually talk about that for a second. Like, because like for the past few weeks, we've seen New Day. They've had this new attitude. I personally actually think it's been stupid. Like JBL even said last night when Xavier Woods, he was like doing New Day sucks. JBL was like, why would you lead them on in that chant? And I was thinking the exact same thing. And going back to Listen about the way that they won, I don't know why they won really. Like the Lucha Dragons would have made a hell of a lot more sense than
No,
the damn New Day. And I don't know why they did not get the shot. Like that just doesn't make any sense, period. Even the primetime players have had more build for a tag team championship opportunity than the New Day has.
yep. And like you said, the Lucha Dragons would have been a better match. Hell, it would have been on. It wouldn't have been on the pre-show. It could have been on the main card almost.
Exactly.
But instead, oh yeah, New Day wins by count out. They get the number one contender shot. Why could have been, a triple threat match for
Yeah,
the
that
number
would have
one
been much
contender
better.
shot? Yeah, that would have been much better. It would have been primetime players. I hate to say a New Day, and then Lucha Dragons, and that would have been made a better match.
Yeah, so okay, man. As far as the winner goes, who are you picking for the win?
Of course, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Cesaro and Tyson Kidd just because it's the pre-show and nobody's gonna watch the pre-show.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I
but
don't
like,
think anybody would want New Day as tag team champions ever or right now.
yeah, that's true. But anyway, okay, moving from the pre-show, we're actually gonna move on to the actual show. Thank goodness. One of the matches that we're gonna be talking about first is I know you're just dying to talk about this. Big Show versus Roman Reigns. This, of course, will be, folks, a last man standing match. Now, we've seen this match have a little bit of build over the last few weeks, especially last week when Big Show kind of like tossed Roman Reigns around, destroyed him. I haven't seen Big
Yep.
Show do that kind of destruction since 2012. I thought he did great. Roman Reigns this past Monday night on Raw, we didn't even get no interaction between him and Show. It was just him. And his segment with Bo Dallas I thought was pretty good. What the funny thing is, I was actually thinking about this. Like he said, "I'm sorry, Albany, New York. I don't feel like talking." I think they were like, "Oh, you don't have to talk. You're not supposed to talk anyway. Just just beat somebody up," and that's exactly what he did.
Yep.
Now,
And
how are your thoughts heading into the match, and who's walking away with the win?
My thoughts heading into the match are pretty good because, like you said, it has had a good amount of build going into the match. But
Yep.
man, the whole well, actually, I don't really have much bad to say about it, other than it's just how many times have we seen Roman Reigns versus the Big Show? If they wanted to
A
make this
million
match
times.
exactly, if they wanted to make this match, why couldn't they have made it at a pay-per-view earlier? Yes, we understand Roman Reigns got injured and he came back and was supposed to win the Royal Rumble. But why couldn't they have had, instead of him versus Daniel Bryan at Fastlane, why couldn't they have had him versus the Big Show to finally squash this feud and everything? But I do like the type of match they're going into, last man standing, because like they have, like before, they have had a lot of tension going into this match, and the whole segment, he did pull off very well. He said, "Listen, I'm not going to talk. I just want Big Show out here, right now, so I can beat the living crap out of him for what he did last week to me."
Yeah, that definitely was great. As far as the winner goes, I'm actually gonna you're gonna hate me for this, but I think Big Show's gonna win this.
Um,
And the reason why I say Big Show is because we've seen Bray Wyatt over the last few weeks talk about all these scripted promos, and I cannot see nobody else but Roman Reigns who has no direction. But how sad is that if that actually happens? Roman Reigns is gonna lose at the Big Show if that happens.
I
Like,
the one thing I well, actually, I could see it, but then again, I can't right now. But my pick for the win is Roman Reigns, mostly because I did see some kind of maybe inside information going in to the pay-per-view after this payback.
yeah, hopefully that match is going to be good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on now to another match that we have in the Extreme Rules, of course. It's going to be Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper in a Chicago street fight. Now, this is one of those matches like where I don't even care that there wasn't any build for this. I just want to see these two guys just fight. And I just want to see them just brawl, just use weapons, beat each other up. It's going to be fantastic.
Yep.
I actually have Dean going for the win here, just because I think WWE just doesn't give a crap about Luke Harper right now. And honestly, when was the last time Dean Ambrose won a singles match on pay per view? I think last time he won an actual real one was actually 2013 against Kofi Kingston, but that doesn't mean nothing anymore. So, are you looking forward to this match, man?
Yes, I am. Because if you remember, the last Chicago street fight we had was between uh uh now
CM Punk
vacant
and Chris
yep,
Jericho.
now vacant CM Punk and Chris Jericho. And if you remember that match, it was a fight. There were
Oh
beer
yes,
there was liquor bottles being hit over the heads, you know,
definitely.
going through announce tables, and the way they did it, they did their segment on Raw.
Oh
Perfect.
yeah. Actually, speaking about that segment on Raw, Luke Harper actually did pretty good. I thought, like, even though he was only 15 seconds on the mic, he just said, "Dean Ambrose, boy, I don't know why you're scared of me, but after tonight, you will." I thought that was definitely executed well, but I do wish that they kind of like did it end so cheesy, like Luke Harper right into the back. I would have liked them like seeing Dean Ambrose like or Luke Harper hit a finisher of theirs, but like I said, all in all, I'm looking forward to the match. It's actually going to be great. It's in Chicago, and you know we are going to be getting CM Punk chants
Yep.
like crazy.
And now we're going to get another chant going into Chicago. AJ Lee.
We've been there. We have been there, done that. Been there, done that. By the way, I didn't ask you who you got for the win here.
I probably have Dean Ambrose too because, like you said, they don't really, have focus on Luke Harper right now. And
Yeah,
if anything, this is more of his fight to win because this is a street fight. Luke Harper, yeah, he's a little out of his mind sometimes, but this is Dean's house. Last time he was in a street fight, he nearly beat Bray Wyatt when he was in a street fight, and that was, I believe, in 2014. Yep,
Yeah, well, okay. Now from a street fight on to I don't even know why they made this stipulation, but up next we're going to be talking about Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler. Of course, Sheamus he turned heel the night after WrestleMania, and he actually has been great as a heel. Like he's actually become one of my favorite parts of TV. Actually, like I don't care what people say, like he looks stupid and whatnot, but the gimmick is working. He has a kick-ass theme, which is definitely working for him. And he has just been, by the way, people, if you don't watch SmackDown, you need to start watching because you just missed Sheamus versus Neville, and it was one heck of a battle. And he actually looked good in that match. And Dolph Ziggler came out, and he attacked him, and that's how the match got made. And then last night, of course, we saw, speaking of Sheamus, how great was he last night in that squash match against Zack Ryder?
it was he was very very good because that's what you want to see
Mm-hmm.
going into a fight like this. You want to see somebody in their match get the living crap beaten out of them. And unfortunately, it was Zack Ryder because the
Yeah.
guy's the guy's not even a mid carder; he's a jobber basically. But the way
Hey,
that he
hey,
got the
remember they
living,
actually battled for the WWE Championship at one point.
yes, they did, but eh, man, that was a long time ago. But even though
Exactly.
But I did enjoy. I hate to say this, and this may sound a little brutal. I did enjoy Zack Ryder getting the living hell beaten out of him by, Sheamus. Because
Yeah, well, that's you because that you're that biased. But anyway, like, can anyone explain to me like why was this stipulation added to this match? By the way, people, this is going to be a kiss my arse match. Now, you've been around the block. You've seen these type of matches before. These type of matches are really for like hilarious purposes. But to me, Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler, I actually want this to be straight up wrestling. Like they don't need a gimmick match for this. Just straight up wrestling.
yep, even if they had to have, maybe a stipulation, at least make it maybe false count anywhere or no holds barred. Because kiss my arse, yes, that's supposed to be funny, but that I hate to say it, it just brings me back to the era of Vince McMahon. which actually
Oh
brings me
man.
to a good which actually brings me to a good point because this could be kind of a stepping stone for Sheamus to be inducted into the authority.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that till you mentioned that. That's definitely a great way to put it. But as far as the winner goes, I'm gonna go with Sheamus just because WWE has nothing for Dolph Ziggler right now. But like honestly, Dolph Ziggler has fans everywhere. If he loses, you forget we're in Chicago, so
Yep.
um yeah,
But
there's gonna be all hell's gonna break loose if that
yep.
happens.
I like you said, I'm going probably with Sheamus for the win. But I don't even think they're gonna do the kiss my R stipulation. I think Sheamus is just gonna beat the crap out of Dolph Ziggler, and when the match is over, he might say, "Look at you, you're nothing. You don't even have the ability to try to stand up. You don't even get to kiss my arse."
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Now, okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on now to one of the championship matches that will be happening at Extreme Rules. Well, yeah, I don't know if you know this, man, but this is rumored to not be. This is rumored to be canceled. If you haven't heard, it's going to be Daniel Bryan, the Intercontinental Champion, defending his title against Bad News Barrett. Now, of course, reports have been going around WWE as of late, and of course, in the fan interactions on how like this match, like I said, could be canceled due to Daniel Bryan's health. And the one thing that I kind of found interesting when I first heard about this was like, oh my God, he's gotten hurt again. His
Yeah.
nagging neck injuries are back again, and like my whole thoughts on that is really like God, this really sucks because I think about it, like he just won the Intercontinental Championship 3 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden, like as soon as he's about to defend that title on a pay-per-view, he immediately has like concern. WWE has concerns about. Like that's the reason why he was pulled from the European tour so early.
Yep.
As far as this match, like there has been no build whatsoever. Like here's the thing: the United States Championship right now has had more build than the Intercontinental Championship, and to me that's weird because like Daniel Bryan, I don't know if you've noticed, but like he has been working a lot of six-man tags and a lot of tag team matches. The last time I think he was in a singles match was against Sheamus, but that was so long ago. What are your thoughts on BMB versus DB for the Intercontinental title Sunday?
My thoughts are it's gonna be, maybe a good match. It's not gonna be the best, but it would be good. Hopefully Daniel Bryan does have a speedy recovery and is able to compete Sunday, but if he can't, that's just another thing that we've come to expect from WWE because Daniel Bryan, yes, he's a high flyer, but the guy should understand his limits. Last time it was Tombstone, he broke his neck, and now this time he's having neck problems. I mean, Daniel Bryan, okay, yes, we get it. You're the whole package, but learn your limitations. Next time you break your neck, you might be crippled for life in a wheelchair. And that's not only a bad thing for the whole WWE universe, it's also a bad thing for SmackDown because he has been cutting a lot of promos and had a good amount of matches on SmackDown, and that's
Yeah,
what
he's
we
been a
need to keep
SmackDown guy.
people interested. Yeah,
But you know that to me that's interesting. Like they put Daniel Bryan on SmackDown so he can be the main person on that show. I actually don't like that. Like if you want to make the Intercontinental Championship mean something WWE, put Daniel Bryan on the A show when it matters. Like when was the last time he was in a match on Raw?
hmm. I think the last time was before WrestleMania.
Exactly my point, which is why. And also, there really hasn't been any interaction between Bad News Barrett and Dolph Ziggler either. I mean, Daniel Bryan for that championship. And to me, that has just lost me being invested in this match. But just because the fact that we may or may not get this match has me invested back in it, I'm surprised WWE didn't try to incorporate this into a storyline. But I guess they're trying to keep it under wraps.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
mainly because, you know, it is a lot of people have heard about it. There are rumors floating around, and that's the one thing we don't need in WWE is more. Oh my God, this guy got hurt. Oh, you know what? I'm not even watching the pay-per-view tomorrow on Sunday. Screw it. If Daniel Bryan's not going to be there, I'm not watching it.
but if this match does happen, I got Daniel Bryan for the win. The win is really going to be interesting because I think about you got to think about different types of scenarios. Here. Like if it comes into a situation like where he loses, then you know something's up. Or even like if
Yep.
he like loses and it's a short match, it's concern. Even if he like wins and it's a short match, you got concern. But like I said, if this match does happen, I'm gonna go with Daniel Bryan for the win, but we're gonna learn a lot Sunday at Extreme Rules.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. From the Intercontinental Championship to actually another championship match that we have at Extreme Rules. This is going to be Nikki Bella versus which is now the opponent is now Naomi for the Divas Championship. Now, of course, last week on Monday Night Raw, it was Paige and Naomi were the final two in that Divas Battle Royal, and Paige eliminated Naomi. And after Paige was getting interviewed in the ring, Naomi, you talk about ambush or like just straight up attack. Like I was like, thank God, Naomi. Thank you for doing that. I'm getting tired of hearing Paige. Like seriously, give us something new. And of course, Naomi got that excellent promo last week. Excellent backstage, and of course, she got a good one last night on Monday Night Raw before her match against Brie. Now, my only issue with this match is Who's the face and who's the heel?
I probably think it's still Nikki Bella as the heel, and in my opinion, it's Naomi as the face because she saved us from another Paige title reign. I mean, let's count how many times Paige has been champion after WrestleMania,
About
Extreme Rules, going to
twice.
SummerSlam. Oh my God,
But
it's just
here's the thing.
but
You
the
can't. Really,
whole
I'm not really gonna knock on Paige too much because she is that good. But I just actually wanted something new because I was getting tired of seeing Paige versus Nikki Bella for like the third time. But like
yep,
my whole thing with this is, I heard that Nikki was like playing the face role last night, and so was Brie. And to me, that's really weird because now you have a developing heel facing a already heel for the championship, and that doesn't work
nope,
logically. But like the build for this match hasn't been much, I will say. But for what we've seen out of Naomi, that's all we've gotten. I'm actually looking forward to the match. But as far as who I got going for the win, this is a toss up. Like it is a real toss up.
yeah. If
Like any,
anything,
nah, go ahead, man.
if anything, if I had to pick a winner, I'd probably choose Naomi. Mostly because
What?
if you're going to have her as a heel after the attack on Paige and everything, you might as well start it now. Have her win the championship from Nikki, and then have her, kind of become heelish over time, but not all at once. But if it is
That's
Nikki,
that's another interesting thing that you brought up because you have to wonder like could Nikki Bella's title reign end Sunday with Naomi as the champion, which would probably develop in a storyline where Paige she immediately comes back, or even if Paige kind of like returns Sunday and gets involved in the match, that could start something right there. But honestly, I would have probably preferred if this was a triple threat. To me, that
yeah,
triple threat
it
would have
would.
made more sense. You would have still had
Yep,
the face incorporated in the match, and it would have made sense.
yep.
So you got Naomi for the win. I guess I'm gonna like go out on a limb here. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick Nikki Bella just because she's been champion for months now, and I really don't care who's the champion. But like, yeah, moving on to another our next championship match at Extreme Rules. It's gonna be John Cena versus Rusev for the United States Championship, and in a Russian chain match.
Now this,
Like Like, really, a Russian chain match. Has anyone actually explained what a Russian chain match is?
nope. I think the only way we're going to find out is when Lillian Garcia says the rules of this match are, because the rules are basically, it's almost like, oh yeah,
It's a
you have a
strap
chain.
match. The strap match. It's a freaking strap match, which is why I don't know
Yep.
why they threw the Russian chain stipulation in. You gotta touch all four corners to win the match, and they have to be in succession. Now, why is this type of stipulation for Cena and Rusev? I have no idea, especially for the United States title. And plus, there hasn't really been any build for Cena versus Rusev because they're calling this Cena Rusev 3. So I'm expecting that this is supposed to be a good match, but why couldn't they
Yep.
just go with Last Man Standing? Like, Last Man
Mm,
Standing would have made perfect, perfect sense than a
Yep.
Russian chain match. But I guess they had to put him in a situation like where both men wouldn't get pinned, if that makes sense.
Yep. But also, they had to put them where their submissions can be used to full force. Because you put them in a last man standing match, yep, somebody's getting instantly choked out, and then the count to 10, they stand up, Cena with the AA, and then through announce table, yep, 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 yada, yada, yada. But in this match, it is. I I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, but since we're getting it, meh. I'll tolerate it, but I can kind of understand them
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's a last
definitely.
Yep, a last man standing match would be perfect because they both beat the crap out of each other until they are passed out or cannot move anymore. But with the chain in, that kind of brings a whole new type of extreme to it. Because can you imagine that? 15, almost maybe a 15-pound chain being wrapped around your throat and basically you choking out and then you just knocked out and then corner, corner. It is a strap match, but I have to say the whole chain thing is a little bit better for it.
Um, Here's the thing. We all know Cena's retaining that damn thing. I mean, like, we all know he's retaining
Yeah.
that, so I'm not even going to ask you, like, who's going to win because we know it's going to win. As far as Rusev is
Yep.
concerned, I'm really concerned about his direction once this feud is done. Is Rusev going to be the next Bray Wyatt?
I I really hope not because
Me neither. I'm hoping.
this guy had potential. The only time he's lost was at WrestleMania, and guaranteed at Extreme Rules. That's two losses out of almost, I believe, a whole year of him coming and destroying people.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like I said, as far as like I said, I'm picking John Cena for win. I know you're picking John Cena for the win, but
Yep.
let me ask this question: have these United States Championship Open challenges helped build the the elevation of the United States Championship since he won at WrestleMania? I mean, last night, if you did not watch, we got John Cena versus Kane in a terrible U.S. title match. But yeah, what do you think of the situation?
I think the whole U.S. title thing, it kinda helps, and I use kinda very strictly because it helps it in the way of yes, we're seeing the U.S. title defended more often, so that way we're not forgetting about it. But it's still not helping it because these are matches that are just thrown together like, oh, who's gonna fight for it next? You know what? Put Kane in there. Yep, got him. But however, the whole U.S. title championship thing, it's lost a lot of its credibility, and I don't think it could ever get that back, no matter what you try to do.
Well, like I said, the jury's still out on the United States Championship. I can't even imagine what would have happened if we would have had the Intercontinental Championship defended every single week. Now, Daniel Bryan would definitely be hurting.
Yep, and he'd probably be out of action.
Yeah, okay. Moving on from the Russian chain match to our main event. It's going to be a steel cage match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The champion, Seth Rollins, versus the Viper, Randy Orton. And Kane will be the gatekeeper for the steel cage match Sunday, as we found out last night at Raw. But before we actually talk about that, last night on Monday Night Raw, we got a segment between Orton and Rollins, which was very, very good on both men. I like the way how Randy Orton was talking. Seth Rollins was great too. The steel cage definitely helped like set up the match for Sunday. And let's actually we're gonna do something that we have never done before on this show, and I've actually cared. Let's talk about Kane.
Now, this is an
Kane.
interesting. This is an
I mean,
interesting
like
topic.
you talk about when was the last time Kane was actually entertaining? Last night on Monday Night Raw, he was entertaining as heck. Like him, like when he came out. By the way, Triple H was great too, and like that segment where Kane, Triple H, and Rollins were arguing in the ring. That came out beautifully. Kane was like, "Hell, if we would have made the choice, we could have made El Torito champion." I was like, "Oh my God, Kane is going all in on Seth
You
Rollins."
know,
I mean, like, how did you like the way the segments were played out? And what about Kane's role?
I thought the segments were played out very, very beautifully, mixing together because we all know that, and if you don't know it, Kane, I hate to say it, is probably going to leave the authorities soon enough. When? Probably Sunday, because if you look at it, Kane has been the authorities be ever since Rollins got that money in the bank briefcase. Kane helped Rollins get the briefcase at Money in the Bank, and then next thing you know, oh yeah, Kane, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you lay down for Seth Rollins? Let him get the pin, man. And really, I think it's time for Kane to just let it out. Come Extreme Rules, when that fight goes on, and when Rollins wants that door open, I would suggest Kane just close it back in his face, or maybe step in and choke slam him.
That's an interesting thing. The way you brought up, Kane just needs to let it out. Could this be a sign that Kane might be out the door later on in 2015? Like, could he be getting this push because he's about to retire from the ring? Could it be a situation like that?
Maybe, maybe because he is. If if you've noticed, Kane has been here for a good little while.
Oh
Almost
yeah.
when a couple of years after the Undertaker came in WWE, then came Kane, and this guy has been here no matter what. Yes, Undertaker's been here too, but going into WrestleMania's from WrestleMania, I believe 27 to 31, he's taken a year long break. He's gotten ready for the fight. Then he's, gone to WrestleMania, wins the match except for
Yeah.
31. But in this instance, Kane has been here wrestling nonstop for almost, I believe, 25 years or so. And
Mhm.
this guy, if if it means Kane's retired from the ring, okay, fine. But at least let him go out with a bang.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I don't think it's ever been a situation like where people did not care about Kane. It was just he was probably just being used so mishandled. He's being so mishandled. The way he was with the authority, and people just got tired of seeing an old man just keep wrestling, take the mask off, and put the suit back on. But like, I will say this right now. I honestly don't think Kane gets enough credit. Like, he has given us some of the most memorable moments in WWE history, some of the best matches in WWE history. But like I said, as far as Kane goes on Sunday, I think it may be a situation where Kane kind of accidentally helps Rollins retain the title, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
But like, as far as like, let's talk about Randy Orton. Like Randy Orton, like I said, he was great. The RKO's out of nowhere last night were hilarious. I mean, they were
Yep.
just hilarious, and especially the Heat Slater. I mean, like he's there was like, oh my god, then bam, RKO, and then like of course he RKO New Day's Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. I actually saw a little bit of miscommunication there with Kofi and Randy Orton right there. And who else did he RKO?
I believe, let's see, I believe he RKO'd J&J Security, if I'm right.
No, he didn't. Oh, it was Miz. It was Miz. He RKO Miz after their match against his match against Mizdow, and of course we got that beautiful RKO at the end of the show. Which, by the way, people,
Yep.
it hurts. It definitely hurts. Believe me. But
And
like, yeah, as
and I
far as
really like
now go ahead, man.
and I really liked the way he was doing it throughout the night because he
Oh
knew in
yes,
his head, oh great, this is my last night to really cause up some RKO's until Sunday.
he was like, I don't care. I'm gonna do it.
Yep.
Yeah, but like, as far as who are you picking to win this match? I'm I'm really like sketchy when it comes to this match. I mean, because this match has had great build for a main event. It's definitely gonna be something fresh. We haven't had like a fresh main event like this in a long time, so it's definitely gonna be good. But
Yep.
it's kind of confusing to see which direction they go with to who gets the win. Right now, I'm gonna go with Rollins for the win.
And I have to agree with you. I'm picking Rollins for the win, mainly because there's one guy we did not talk about talk about on the Raw show. We did not talk about Bray Wyatt and his other cryptic message he sent out
Oh
last
yeah.
night.
Well, here's the thing. Could it
And
be
which,
a possibility that Bray's talking about Orton and somehow Wyatt cost Orton the match?
well, let's see. I do believe, I do kind of believe so, but it is an interesting thing to think about because, you know, I've heard rumors about the next pay-per-view going into Payback and such, but I think, if anything, it will be Kane causing the distraction on Rollins, or he slams the door shut in his face. Rollins falls back. Next thing you know, the lights go out. Bray Wyatt's in the ring, he hits Randy Orton with the Sister Abigail. Rollins picks up, but mainly because I did, however, see in some sources that there may be a triple threat match coming for Payback. Because if you remember, Payback, it's the pay per view basically for Payback.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, and the competitors, I believe, they said were Orton, because Orton got the living crap beaten out of him before TLC of last year. And then you have Roman Reigns. Nobody wants to see him in the title match, but
Nope.
I could I could kind of believe it. This man's
Yeah,
championship
believe
was
that.
stolen, but if you could believe it, it was stolen from him at WrestleMania. So I
Here's
can
the
kind of
thing.
believe that.
My issue with that whole thing is like I said, I don't want to see Reigns back in the main event. I think he needs to take a break. Even though we don't like what he's doing with Big Show, that's actually perfect for him. And if Wyatt does interfere in that main event, I don't. Here's the thing: Orton and Wyatt would be a great, great feud. I would like to see that. But the problem is Orton's newly faced. So as a newly faced, he needs to win. And Bray Wyatt, he just comes off again as the guy who just talks big and he doesn't follow up on. Like he just loses feud after feud after feud. And Bray Wyatt needs a feud he can win. But if you throw him at Roman Reigns, then we know Reigns is going to win that feud. So it's like
Yep.
either way, Bray Wyatt, he has no direction whatsoever.
Yep. Even maybe if Kane does hit the door, maybe he could chokeslam J&J Security on the way out. Mainly because if you look at it, and J&J Security might, well, we know J&J Security are probably going to get into the match. That's a little better of an understanding, maybe, to why Bray Wyatt is talking about this cryptic person. It might be Randy Orton, might be Roman Reigns. We don't know. It could be the famous Sister Abigail coming, but I don't know. Whoever he's talking about, I want to see this person show up Sunday, and I want to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, but like I said, that's the steel cage match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And speaking of the steel cage, like how many times have we seen over the years everybody and their mama? The steel cage is supposed to keep people out and keep people in, but how many times have we seen people try their darndest to get into the match? I'll tell you, last year at Extreme Rules, watch the John Cena versus Bray Wyatt steel cage match. Just watch
Yep,
it.
yep, because that every time, and the only way I could probably think that actually Randy Orton kind of screwed himself on this, because he could not have picked a dumber stipulation. Yes, steel cage. Bam. Haha. Perfect.
Well, actually, I'm actually
Uh,
gonna I gotta disagree with you there, man. Because I think about it, if the RKO is banned, Randy Orton shows a match that he can win another way. And of course, we know he can either escape from the cage by a door, just climbing out the top, or he can just win by pinfall or submission. Because people remember Randy Orton just doesn't have the RKO as his finisher. You remember the punt? He's
yep.
still got the punt. Oh, speaking of finishers, I don't know if you read this or not, but WWE has reportedly banned Seth Rollins from using the curb stop.
Well, I could kind of understand that, because It's basically, oh yeah, let me jump on the back of your head and ram it into a wood mat.
But like, if that's a situation, like here's the thing. I know that they have to do it for the safety of the competitors. Maybe the curve stop was too lethal of a move, but if they were gonna do that, why don't you ban the punt?
Yep.
But
which is which is kind of interesting that they did ban the curb stomp because I could kind of see it in maybe a segment with Orton. Maybe if they go into another match, Orton says, "Listen, since you banned my RKO in our last match, how about if I win, your your curb stomp is banned for good. That way, it introduces, oh yeah, the curb stomp was banned without us getting, oh, I apologize, but the curb stomp has been banned for safety reasons.
yeah, that's definitely a one way of looking at it. But for me, I actually like the curve stomp. To me, it was something different. But if they have to get rid of it for safety reasons, I'm okay with that. I'm not even going to complain about it. But like, did you notice Seth Rollins used that new finisher maneuver that he had last night? I think it was called a DDT facebuster. But don't do
Yep,
that again. That was terrible. Just do the move that you do in the game, the Seth
yep,
Walker. Just do that
yep,
move. It looks awesome, and it doesn't hurt you.
yep.
Yeah, but anyway, of course, did we leave anything out? Is there anything that we need to discuss for Extreme Rules or last night on Raw?
Well, let's see. Pretty much that's it, unless you want to talk about Tough Enough, WWE's only reality show that basically makes no superstars, even though it says you're gonna be a superstar.
Oh, let's actually talk about that now that you brought that up. So, people, last night on Monday Night Raw, Triple H he made the announcement that WWE Tough Enough will be back on USA. I believe he said June 23rd, and he basically was trolling the heck out of that crowd. Like, do you want to be a superstar? Do you want to be a superstar? Do you want to be a superstar? And all that time, I'm just like, stop talking because like you guys are not really going to take it seriously. My problem with like yeah, my problem with Tough Enough is the fact that like watch last season's Tough Enough. It was good, but the winner we didn't even see the guy after that. Like we saw
Yep,
little vignettes after that year, but like he never really got. Remember Big Andy?
yep.
And
And
by the way, did you notice like they just kept bringing up the whole The Miz and Ryback Tough Enough alumni? I actually looked back at some
yep,
old Tough Enough footage on my WWE network for $9.99 and was actually 1037. But and I actually looked at one of the challenges that they did when they tried to body slam Big Show. Like, what are your thoughts on Tough Enough coming back, man? It seems like Jake is having issues with his mic, but we'll get back to him in a second. But like my thing with Tough Enough, here's the thing: I'm a reality TV junkie. Like I love reality TV, except for Love and Hip Hop. But like, yeah, Tough Enough has definitely proven to be like the main. Like I just hope like once Tough Enough gets there, I think the person who should win it should go immediately to the NXT development. That way, people who watch NXT they get to be like on the they know who they are, and then you have a possible feud right there. And like people, if you don't know this, maybe Kevin Owens might do something. Like yeah, it took me 12 years to get here, but it took you three about 3 months to get here. So yeah, I have an issue with you. Yeah, yeah, Tough Enough is probably going to be good. I'll definitely be tuned in. But like another thing is that I forgot to mention was the fact that last night Triple H kind of mentioned send in your videos, and I'm like, do you know how many videos you are probably going to get once you once you said that, and I'm thinking like, oh yeah, he's gonna have to look at that video. He's gonna have to look at this video. He's gonna have to look at that video. They're gonna have to decide like who's small, who's big. All right, they're gonna be consistent of 10 women. I mean, no, 10 men and 5 women. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, people, but it looks like Jake is having issues with his mic. And my overall thoughts on Extreme Rules Sunday, like, it's not going to be a bad pay-per-view. If the Chicago crowd will get into all the matches, I'll definitely be in tune to all the matches. But, like, yeah, I just hope that we just don't get another hostile takeover like we did at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, on behalf of my man Jake, we are at time here. This was the C&J Wrestling Talk. We will see you here next time. Peace out.